Hello and welcome to my channel Technology Enthusiasm. In today's video we are going to make a calculator using Python G.U.I. So we are going to use the Python Tkinter library for making a calculator. So without wasting any time, let's begin. So in order to import everything from the Tkinter library, what we will do is we will use the from keyword. From Tkinter, import star. Import star means import everything. So we want to import everything from the Tkinter library. What we will also do is we will import math, and from Tkinter we will import message box module. So these are the necessary libraries and modules that we have imported. Next, what we have to do is we will have to make a window. So in order to make a window, we will have to make an object of class Tk. So this is the reference variable containing the object. So we can set the geometry or the dimensions of the window. So as of now, let us make it 450 by 600. You can see that I have passed the dimensions in the form of a string, and here I have written x. Next, we can set the title of the window. So suppose we would like to set some title like Python G.U.I calculator. You can set anything according to your choice. And after this, what we can do is we can use the main loop method. So everything will be inside this. So what we can do is we can once run this to see how our screen looks like. So let us continue. So in order to get anything as input, we can have an entry object. So let us have a reference variable display, and let us have an entry object. So this entry will be in this window object. Okay, so we should write that. So we can provide a background color to the entry. I would like to provide misty rose. You can provide any color of your choice. Next, we can provide the font. So suppose I would like to have the font as Calibri, and the size I would like to have as 39, and I would like the font to be bold. Now what we can also do is, generally in calculator we see that the alignment is right aligned. So what we can do is we can use the justify parameter, and we can pass right, so that the text can be right aligned. Now what we can do is we can use the pack method. So we would like expand to be true, and we would like to make the fill parameter both. What we would also like to do is we would like to use the focus set method, so that by default your entry is clicked and the cursor will be blinking in your entry, and that's why we use the focus set method. And now what we will do is we will have some frames. So frame is like another window inside the window object. So in these frames we will put our buttons. So let us make a reference variable button row 1, and we will create an object of class frame, and this frame will be inside the window object. Similarly, we will use the pack method, and this should be expand. So we can simply copy this and simply paste. That's it. Similarly, we would like to have some more button rows. So as of now, let us create 4 of them. So let us make it button row 2, button row 3, and similarly we will make this button row 4. So this is done. Now what we can do is we can place some buttons inside these frames. So let us place some buttons. So let us use a shortcut in naming this reference variable. I have written btn1. You can write button 1, that's not an issue. So this is an object of class button, and this will be inside button row 1. It should not be inside the main window, it is inside the button row 1, which is a frame. So that's why we have passed this reference variable here. And so we would like the text to be 1, and what we would like to do is, first of all, let us just design this. Okay, so we can set the background color. Suppose I would like to set the background color as light yellow. You can set anything according to your choice. So light yellow, and font, let me just copy this, and font we can set as, let us set 25. So we will use the pack method again. I would like to give you an advice: do not use pack and place at the same time. Okay, so in the same program, never use pack and place. So we will simply paste this, and what we would like to do is we would like to add side equals left. Okay, so that the buttons get introduced from the left side, or get added from the left side. We will set the border equals 0. So the BD parameter, it is used to change the border in pixels. Similarly, we can add more buttons. We can just copy this and paste it for adding the required number of buttons. We will change the reference variables and the text. We will use this button as plus sign. and accordingly we will change the text. So we would want one more button over here, and it will be the delete button, or we can say clear button. And its text we will make as C. So let's once see the design. And here we got the design of these buttons. Similarly, we will add more buttons in the bottom rows, or in the bottom frames you can say. So as a shortcut we can just copy this and then change the reference variables and texts. And we will make this backspace. This button we will make as 4, and this has 5, and this button as 6. And similarly we will use this button for the minus sign. So accordingly we will change the text and the object. So now the buttons will be in object button row 2. Similarly we will accordingly change the text. Here we will use a special sign, which is this. So similarly what we can do is we can put the buttons in the other rows. This we will have for multiplication, or the multiplication sign. So we will change the objects. It will be in button row 3, and the text will be X, or the multiplication sign we can say. And this button we will use as equals. Whenever we press this button, it should give us the result. So this row also seems to be good. Let us once check the design and then we will move forward. So as we can see, this also looks good. So we will have to add one more row here, and let's do that. So we will simply copy this and make the required changes. So this button we will have it as open bracket, in short OB. And we will change the required objects as we did before. And this button will be close bracket. We will use this button as the 0 button. And we will use the bottom button as dot. And this button we will use for the division sign. So let me get the division sign, and here we have got the division sign. So let's run this and see the design of our calculator. So as we can see, we have almost designed our calculator. What we can also do is we can change the text size of this character. So let's do it. For this, the text size we can make it as 15. 15 will be good. So now let's see. Okay, this looks good. Everything is aligned properly. And next, we will add functionalities for the buttons. Okay, when we are clicking the buttons now, they are not doing anything. So now we are going to add some functionalities for the buttons. So let's go. For adding functionality to the clear button, we will use the command parameter, and let us have a lambda function for this. So if you don't know about lambda functions, they are simple one-liner functions. We also call them as anonymous functions. So in lambda function, what happens is, before the colon, you have to write the parameters that your function is going to accept. Here our function is not going to accept any parameter. What instead it is going to do is, on clicking the button, we are just going to use the delete method and delete everything that is there, because that's what the clear button is going to do, isn't it? It is going to delete everything. So we are just going to call the delete method and delete everything from 0 to whatever is there at the last index. Everything we just want to delete. So that's why this clear button is used. So similarly, in similar manner, what we will do is, we will add lambda function again. First of all, we will have to write the command parameter, and so what we would like to do is, we would like to insert 1. So we will use the insert method, and now we will have to get the index. So in order to get the index, we will have to use the index method. Index means currently at what position the cursor is, isn't it? Because at that position only we are going to insert the character. So using the index method, we will have to pass the insert argument, and this is going to give us the current index. And now what we will do is, at that index we will just insert the string 1. And similarly, many other functions are going to work in this manner. So we can just copy this, and what we will have to do is, we just have to take the change the text. That's it. So for 2, we will have to change it to 2, and similarly for 3 we will change it to 3. For plus, we will change it to plus, and that's it. So similarly, for backspace, we will add the functionality later. So let us quickly do it for every similar buttons. So let us run and check whether all these buttons are working properly or not. So we can see when we click the buttons, the appropriate signs are getting inserted. So all these are working properly. If we click the clear button, everything gets deleted. So next we will add functionalities for these two buttons, that is the backspace and the equals. So before that, I would like to show you one function which is the eval function in Python. And in this function, if we pass any expression or any Python expression in the form of a string, it is going to evaluate the result. For example, 6 plus 9 minus 8 divided by 7. This is a string, and the eval function, it is going to evaluate the result, and hence we can see. So this is the concept that we are going to use, and this is the thing that we are going to apply for the equals button. So let's move forward. For equals button, we will have a separate function, not a lambda function. So let us have the function name as funEQL. So we will try to handle the exceptions, if any, because the user can enter a wrong expression also. So we will have to take care of the exceptions. So we will make a variable answer, and using the get method we can get whatever is there in the entry in the form of str data type. And now with the use of eval function, we can evaluate this, because it is going to be a string. So we are going to evaluate this, and after this what we will do is we will again convert this to a string, because we would like to insert this again. Similarly, if there is any exception, we would like to handle that. And as we had imported the message box module, so what we would like to do is we would like to use the show error function from the message box module. And first of all, we would like to give the title. So you can give any title of your choice. I would like to give the title as error. And what we would do is we would display please check your values and try again. So if there is no exception in the try block, we will come to the else block. First of all, we will delete whatever is there in the entry. And next we would like to insert in the entry at index 0, we would like to insert the answer, or whatever is there in the answer variable, we would like to insert that. So similarly, we will change the command for the equals button. And now let us run this and check. So if we enter, suppose 12 minus 69 into any mathematical expression, let us enter and let us see. So we can see the result. When we press the equals,
button, we are going to see the result. Similarly, we can clear this now, and similarly let us enter some other expressions. Let us enter invalid expressions. Let us see what happens, whether the exception gets handled or not. And hence we can see we are able to handle the exceptions, and it is also displaying the error or the exception, you can say. So let us try some more expressions. So here we can see the result. If we want, what we can also do is we can round the result that we are getting. So suppose I would like to round it to 7 decimal places. So this is how we can round it. So similarly, now we will have to just program for the backspace button. So let us have the function for the backspace button as bksp. Or let us make a variable first of all. So whatever is there in the entry or in the text box, we have stored that in the entry variable. So if entry is blank, or let us also get the current cursor position. So if the current cursor position is 0, we don't want to do anything, so we would just use pass keyword. Else what we would like to do is we will use the delete method, and we would like to delete the item which is 1 less than the current index. So let us add command for this. And if we run this, so suppose we want to delete 2, so our cursor position is at this index, and if we press backspace, we can see the item which is at index 1 less than the current cursor position, it is going to get deleted. And similarly, if we delete 1, and now if we press backspace, the index is 0, so nothing is going to get deleted, and we have used the pass keyword. So if the entry is blank, so if we use the backspace button, nothing is going to happen. So guys, this was the calculator. We can say G.U.I calculator, and this is the first part of it. In the next part, I will show you how to make a scientific calculator with this model. So guys, stay tuned for that video, and please subscribe the channel so that you can see that video when it is going to upload, or you can see the video as soon as it is going to upload. So thank you for watching the video. So do write in the comments what you liked about this video and what you did not like. Please let me know how I can improve this video, or if anything could have been done to improve the video. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments. And we will meet in the next video, so stay tuned and bye.